I'm sharing with you my updated evening, fall, and winter skincare routine. One question I get a lot is, do you actually need to change your skincare routine based on the seasons? And as always, it depends. If you live in a climate that's fairly consistent throughout the year and you have a skincare routine that's working for you, there's really no need to change up your skincare. If, however, you live in a climate like I do in the Northern Hemisphere, where the winters are harsh, they're dry, and they're windy, this type of environment just takes a toll on my skin. So I reach for more nourishing, more emollient, more occlusive ingredients in the fall and winter. I'm going to be sharing with you a few new products that I've introduced into my evening skincare routine, and a few luxury and a few budget. So a little bit of everything. But where I have a budget option, I'm going to share with you a luxury option. If I have a luxury product, I'm also going to share with you a budget buy. I always start off my evening routine with a double cleanse. This is the way I was trained back in the day when I went to cosmetology school to start a spa facial. Always start with a balm or an oil cleanser, then come in with a second nourishing cleanser to start your facial on a clean palette. And I have to say, over the years, I have not been that adherent, but when I turned 50 and realized I had really slipped in my skincare routine, I started introducing the double cleanse again. It seems to have caught on into the regular skincare community. Everyone seems to be double cleansing. Now, you don't have to use a different cleanser for the first and the second cleanse. I just find that that's helpful for me in breaking up all the makeup. I usually come in with an oil or a balm cleanser that gets all the makeup and sunscreen, and that emulsifies and rinses clean. Then the second cleanse is usually a creamy cleanser for my dry skin, just to refresh the face and get all the last residual makeup and sunscreen off before I start my skincare routine. Now, there's some recent controversy whether a double cleanse is really appropriate. If your first cleanse gets all the makeup and all the sunscreen off, then that's all you need to do. As long as you're starting your skincare routine on clean skin, that's the goal. In the cooler months, I love to start my evening skincare routine with a balm cleanser. This is the one by True Botanicals. I did receive this in PR. I love a balm cleanse. My budget recommendation for a balm cleanse that's easy to get your hands on and pretty inexpensive is the Geek and Gorgeous balm cleanser. It gets the job done and rinses really nice and cleanly, breaks up all the makeup and the sunscreen. It works perfectly. This is just a luxury treat, and I always enjoy kind of taking a few extra minutes during my evening skincare routine. The second cleanse that I've been using in these cooler months is the Aveeno Calm and Restore. This is great for all skin types. Cleanses the skin, rinses cleanly, and no residue, and it's really nourishing with the oat ingredients in it. So this has been my choice for a second cleanse. Now, a bougie oil cleanser, if you don't like a balm cleanser, is Votary. And I have a tip for you. You can get some very nice luxury products if you buy the Carolyn Hirons kits. They're usually 50% off, and you get some really nice, slightly more expensive products. This is how I got my hands on the Votary products for 50% off. I've used their serum, and now I'm going to be using their cleansing oil. I'll probably save this for the warmer months. I prefer an oil first cleanse in the warmer months, and then a balm first cleanse in the cooler months. Now, my bougie buy for a cleanser, I actually don't have any expensive cleansers on hand right now, but if I was to have someone go out and purchase me a gift for a cleanser, I would want to try the Votary cleanser, which looks just lush, or the Tata Harper cleanser. Now that actually comes in a gift set this year, and I believe it's at Credo. So if you're curious about Tata Harper and it's just sort of a little bit beyond your budget, they do have a fairly affordable 7-set skincare kit that's on sale at Credo, or in a gift set for this season at Credo. So I may splurge for that or have someone put that on my wish list and gift list. After my second cleanse, when my skin is really ready to receive some hydration, I always come in with a hydrating toner. This one by CeraVe is absolutely beautiful and just so nourishing for the winter months. It has a slightly emollient feel compared to the Sukiaka Suhado, which I use in the warmer months. My bougie purchase for a toner or a hydrating toner would probably be Pink Drink. That is a lovely sort of extra spendy toner that I really enjoy using. It has ferments in it. So it's really hydrating, plus it's very nourishing to the skin. So my budget buy is CeraVe, and my bougie pick would probably be number 1, the Pink Drink. While I'm letting my hydrating toner dry down, I usually come in with a lip product. Right now I'm using the Laneige I enjoy this in the evening. It's a nice thick lip mask that I use overnight. My bougie pick for this would be the Tatcha Kisu. This is a gorgeous lip mask, a little on the pricey side, but I absolutely love it. I did receive this Tatcha product in PR. I love this for a nice lip mask. And I always do a lip mask overnight. It's just sort of now in my routine, especially since we live in a very arid kind of dry climate. I also come in the evening with my lash product. I've switched over to Revive Lash. This is a non-prostaglandin based lash serum. And I'm hoping this will maintain my lashes. I'm very vain about my lashes. I'm going to cop to that. I love to have long lashes. It's one of my favorite things about using previously the Bimatoprost, but there is a bit of controversy whether the Bimatoprost is causing fat loss in the orbital area. So I am not quite sure about that, but I think the research is out, or the jury is out, but in an abundance of caution, I have switched over to Revive Lash, which is full of nourishing peptides and growth factors so that I can keep my luscious long lashes. Now, my budget pick for lashes and a peptide serum without prostaglandins would probably be the Ordinary serum. Now, I did have that for a time. I didn't notice a ton of difference, and I had stopped using my Bimatoprost when I was trying it, and I did see some diminishment in my lash growth. So I was like, oh, I don't really want to do this, but I may reintroduce that and give it a try now that I'm sort of on a more conservative lash serum journey. Next up, I jump into my retin-A's or my treatment step. So my retinoids, my vitamin A product, or a treatment step, which is usually exfoliation. Once or twice a week, I do an exfoliation, and then the rest of the nights, I do a vitamin A product. Vitamin A helps regenerate the cells, improves the rate of cell turnover. It helps diminish pigmentation. It softens fine lines. It's a very proven ingredient for anti-aging. So if this isn't in your anti-aging skincare routine, I highly recommend adding a vitamin A in. Some retinol products can actually be more irritating than some of the newer vitamin A derivatives like hydroquinone retinoate, gram-active retinoid, or the retinaldehyde. So you kind of have to find the right vitamin A for your skin that your skin can tolerate. Using a vitamin A that irritates your skin in the desire to get anti-aging benefits is really counterproductive. So just find the vitamin A that works for you. In the last year, I've really had to back off my tretinoin. I've switched over to the L-Trino vitamin A. This is supposed to be a little bit less irritating, but honestly, I have not been able to do my vitamin A prescription formula 6 days a week like I usually do for probably a year now. My skin has just gotten really sensitive, and I know that having my skin irritated is just going to be counterproductive to any of the anti-aging benefits that I hope to get from a vitamin A derivative. So I've backed down to a retinaldehyde. Right now, about 4 to 6 days a week, I'm using a retinaldehyde or a gram-active retinoid. And right now I'm using Moonlight. And that's what I'm going to use tonight. This I don't put around my eye area because I have a new vitamin A that I can use around my eye area. My neck is not that sensitive. For some people, using a vitamin A on the neck can be really irritating because we don't have as many sebaceous glands and the skin on the neck is a lot thinner. So you're just gonna have to go with what works for you. But I'm able to tolerate a retin A or a vitamin A from my neck all the way down to my décolleté. So that's where I apply it. And I don't have any irritation in the nasolabial folds. That's another area where a vitamin A can be very irritating for some. So you're just gonna have to play around with it and find out what works for your skin. My bougie or luxury pick for a retinol would be the Crystal Retinol by Medicate. This is beautiful as a gift. It comes in this beautiful silver packaging, a little red ribbon. That would be the perfect gift I would love to see under the tree. So this is my bougie pick for a retinol. Now, another thing I wanted to point out is if your skin's a little bit irritated, you can start out with a moisturizer, a very thin layer of moisturizer, and then use either your prescription formula or your derivative formula of vitamin A. That will buffer your skin so that it's not quite so irritated. Sometimes I do that. I don't feel like I need to do that with my retinol products or my gram-active retinoids, but I definitely buffer my skin before I put on my retin-A, my prescription retin-A. Now you can buffer it with this beautiful Tatcha, which is one of my absolute favorite luxury moisturizers. This is the one that I'm using right now. My budget pick for moisturizer is the Peptide Night Cream by Dermatology. Great budget pick, gets the job done, super nourishing. You can use it as a day moisturizer or a night moisturizer. Now that I've applied my vitamin A everywhere except my eye area, I'm gonna come in with Dermatology's HPR. This is one of their newer products and super exciting because HPR, hydroquinone retinoate, is a vitamin A derivative that you can use around the eye area without any irritation. Now, some people may experience irritation, but it's designed for the eye area, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, I apply this first because it sinks in. It's a more watery formula than the NIOD fractionated eye concentrate, which I'm going to put on top of it. This is a new introduction to my eye routine. I am noticing that my under eye hollows are returning after my filler from a couple of years ago, and my PRF treatment has kind of worn off. I'm going to probably get another PRF treatment. I'm sort of debating whether I will or whether I won't. I'm still very happy with the under eye area, the way it came out, but it is slightly diminishing now that the filler is slightly receding and the PRF is wearing off. So I'm coming in with the fractionated eye concentrate by NIOD, and I use, this will last you forever. I use one drop divided for my under eye area. Now, I can't use this product. It's kind of a greasy, oily product, and I don't use it during the day because it just makes my under eye greasy looking and accentuates actually the look of my hollows under my eyes. So I have not been using this during the day, but I have reintroduced it over top my Dermatology HPR for my night routine. My bougie pick for a vitamin A derivative around the eye area is, again, Medicates. This is their Crystal Retinol for the eye area, and I'm excited to try that after my HPR is empty. I do my vitamin A treatment 4 to 6 nights a week, and then on my off days, I either do a completely hydrating routine or I do an exfoliating routine. The exfoliating routine that I've been using recently is the combination of Dermalex serum. This is an AHA, BHA serum that's gently exfoliating. If you're not used to exfoliating serums, this might be a little bit too harsh. You might want to back down to just a lactic acid like Good Genes, which you probably wouldn't need to top with a balm. But this is a fairly watery serum. It sinks right into my skin. It's a fairly potent formula with lactic, glycolic, and salicylic acids. So if you're not used to this, I would definitely patch test it first, give it a try, see if it agrees with your skin. But I've been topping it off with the Josh Rosebrook mask. Now this is just really a balm. And so I apply the serum, let it sink in, and then I apply this as a balm slash moisturizer overnight and wake up with gorgeous soft skin. Now I have a budget option for you for this exfoliating treatment, starting off with a very small amount of the Ordinary's peeling solution. Again, like the Dermalect, this is an AHA, BHA serum. Really intense. I believe the concentration of glycolic is higher in this formula than the Dermalect formula. So I start off with a very small amount of this. Definitely, again, patch test if your skin isn't used to this type of exfoliating treatment. And then following it up with the Dew Moisturizer. Gorgeous moisturizer, beautiful. If you want a more occlusive option, try the Jordan Samuel. And the very last step, especially in my evening skincare routine in the fall and winter, is to apply a facial oil. I'm currently using the Botanicals Pure Radiance Oil. Love this. This sits by my bed. So I do my skincare routine, let it all soak in, and then right before I go to bed, I pat this in, I read a little bit, and then this is soaked in and gives me a nice occlusive barrier so my skin can heal and regenerate over the nighttime. Now that I've completed my vitamin A treatment on my face and my eye area, I am going to come in with a few drops of the True Botanicals. I always let my skincare soak in before I apply my facial oil. I have been actually overusing this. That was 3 drops, and that's too much. 2 drops of a facial oil is really all you need. It's the perfect step for sealing in all your skincare and nourishing your skin overnight so you wake up with hydrated, gorgeous skin, especially in the winter months. My budget pick is the Squalane, 100% Squalane from The Ordinary. Seals in the deal, very lightweight, but great for either oily skin types if you put a very small amount on, and all the way to super dry skin. If you have normal to oily skin, you may want to skip the facial oil step, but I honestly argue that a light facial oil can't hurt every skin type, especially in the cooler months. We have already moved into the cooler days and we've already had our first snowfall, so I have definitely switched over my skincare to something that's more protective and more nourishing. I hope that you've enjoyed my updated PM skincare routine. If you have any questions, leave your comments down below. And as always, wishing you a skintastic evening.